Peace and love to everybody. This is a short video. I have landed in Mexico. We say Mexico, they say Mexico, so I say Mexico. And this is about the attitude of the people here, the spirit of the people here. You know, in America, we only hear certain stories about a lot of places. In Africa, it's all poverty and hunger and starvation, war and AIDS. And in America, what we hear about Mexico is drug cartels, violence, refugees, people crashing the border, illegal aliens, poverty, in the same kind of scenario with a different variation on the theme. I had read about this place before I came, some online information about Americans living here, and the things that they said about the Mexican people surprised me. All of them, to a person, mainly whites, they talked about how nice the people in Mexico are. And so that's what this video is about, how nice these people really are. Shocked. Maybe I shouldn't say shocked. And maybe I shouldn't say surprised, but I really am. The welcome here is, as a matter of fact, in all my travels, I think the Mexicans, and I'm in Tijuana, border town. Border towns can be kind of rough. And in Tijuana, they're the nicest people I've run across in all my travels, including Ghana and everywhere else I've been, Asia and a few other places. But these people are just very nice. The property I'm staying on, I'm like an hour from the border. I'm really into Tijuana. I don't see no foreigners but me. And if they're here, I don't recognize them, you know. So I'm quite a ways from the tourist area. And the brother of the owner of the property picked me up. I came over from San Diego, and I had him to pick me up from the Greyhound bus station, just a central location. He can't speak any English. Well, he speaks some English, very, very little, and I don't speak any Spanish. You know, I'm learning a few greetings, and that's about it, and thank you, gracias, everybody knows that. But this guy is so nice, and he just extends himself to me every day. You know, if I need to go somewhere, he let me know. He can take me to the main road, which is only about a 5-block walk. But it turns into a river of mud where I'm at. The street is unpaved. It's kind of an industrial area, I think. So he always lets me know he can take me back and forth. He can do this. I very seldom use him, but sometimes I do. So even though he doesn't speak much English, he's just nice, and we just communicate and try to work it out and figure out what the other one is saying. And we use Google Translate on the phones when we're really trying to get the message across. And then the people that are staying on the property as Airbnb, like me, most of them don't speak English. Some of them do, you know, but everyone to a person, you know, when I try to communicate, when they try to communicate, it's just their spirit, you know, just don't get impatient with me, you know, listen to what I'm trying to say, and I'm listening to them, and just as nice as they can be. And some of them do speak English. Very nice, the people that I'm living with on the property. I eat around the corner. Well, I eat at several places. One of them is a restaurant that the mother runs and her daughter. Sometimes it's 2 daughters there. They don't speak any English, but they're just as nice and patient, and I use the phone, you know, fumble around with it to tell them that I want an egg omelet, or I want this, or I want that. And, you know, when I didn't come for a week, the mother was concerned. She was asking me, she thought I had went back to wherever I had come from. And, you know, they just, you know, it's people's spirit. You know, it's their spirit. It's the smiles. It's the patience. It's the, I don't want to say tolerance, because in America that's like a negative thing, but it is tolerance. I can't speak the language. I'm in their country. You know, Americans get mad because, sometimes some Americans get mad in America because Mexicans can't speak English. They need to learn the language. They need to learn to speak English. But they don't feel like that down here. I don't get that from people here. There's another guy up on Avenue Revolution. That's the tourist area. He called himself Obama. He's a Mexican, young cat in his 30s. He calls himself Obama. That's how people know him. That's what they call him. He grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he got deported to Mexico. He got into some legal trouble, you know, went to the penitentiary. In fact, looked like he's in his 30s. Real nice guy, you know. You can't judge a book by the cover. You don't know who you're dealing with in life most of the time, just from looking at him. Some of them advertise, but most people don't. And even though he's got that background, he just is nice. And, you know, when I went in there, he gave me the handshake and hugged me like a brother, like we do, like somebody I've been knowing all my life. Sit down with me and talk. He's a waiter in there, you know, but it wasn't busy when I first met him. He's telling me the ins and outs in Tijuana, and some good and some bad and some things in between. But just as nice and friendly, and telling me about his life in Las Vegas, and asked me where I was at and told me about things around here. Warned me about some stuff, but just as friendly and as nice. He speaks perfect English, so it's no problem. That's why I enjoyed speaking with him. I've been back a couple of times. I'm going back again soon to say hello again. I gave him a copy of my book last time I saw him. So Obama, up on Avenue Revolution, just as nice as he can be. I go to another restaurant, but I joined the fitness center. No problem at the fitness center. They don't speak no English for the most part, but I don't feel out of place or unwelcome anywhere I've been in Mexico. I feel more at ease with people here than I do in any place I've been. And I'm in Tijuana, rough city, they say, but I haven't seen it, and hopefully I won't. But I go to another place, they sell tortas, Tortas, I think is spelled and pronounced. Very delicious. I won't go into all that, but it's very delicious. So I go there and I eat, and they don't speak, well, a couple of them in there speak English, and they can, now they talk to me in English, but most of them don't, and the ladies are always real nice, and they just smiling, and one or two of them, they'll say hello to me and thank you and goodbye in English, and it makes me feel good. I've heard people say, and I've seen the reality of it, when you travel to foreign countries, if you attempt to speak the language, you don't have to speak it fluently. If you just try, people appreciate it. And in reverse, the lady at the restaurant here, one in particular, she always says a couple of things to me in English. I think she's practicing it, but it makes me feel good too, that she's trying to communicate with me in a language that I understand. And she's not the only one in this restaurant. Everybody in there is nice and welcoming and looking out for me, and happy to see me when I come. That's the feeling I get and the attitude I get. So that's how it is at the places where I eat. Let me see. I got a real issue with noise and sleeping. I can't sleep with noise and stuff around me. It's a major issue in my life. That's why I'm traveling, trying to find a secure, comfortable, quiet place. So I'm here. So it was perfect. I slept better than I have in 2 months when I got here. Then one night, all of a sudden, people moved in next door. The walls are thin. I thought they came in earlier. Then they came back 3 o'clock in the morning. Sound like they over there working, hammering, and, machines and bumping and stuff. Not like sex, but just like noise. What in the hell's going on? Usually I don't complain right away. But this time I did, to the caretaker, the owner's brother, to pick me up from the airport. No, in fact, he wasn't even here. He had went home. There's another guy in his place. Didn't speak any English, but we communicated. He understood what I was saying. He kept telling me, don't worry. He'll let him know, keep it down, keep the noise down, a little bit small. That's the kind of way he would talk. He come back 15 minutes later, said he haven't told him yet, but he will tell him, keep the noise down, small, disturbing the guy next door. Then he came back another hour later, told me he told him, keep it down, it's going to be all right, don't worry about it. He just gave me confidence, let me know he's doing what he said he's going to do. I'm thinking, well, now they're going to be mad at me next door, whoever's over there. I may have a problem with the neighbors now, but I couldn't. I could have let it go, but I didn't, for whatever reason. The next day, I'm out, getting ready. I'm up moving around, getting ready to go to the fitness center. And the same guy, he's out there, and we talking back and forth. And then, about 10 minutes later, here come a lady. I had my door cracked. Here come a lady. I see her walk up to my door. I don't know who this is. I open up the door. She got a beautiful white plate in her hand and the most beautiful piece of cake I've ever seen, with strawberries and chocolate drops on top and all around on the plate and on the cake. And she gave it to me. I didn't know who she was. I thought she was a welcoming committee a week or two late. She said, I apologize for the noise. She's the lady next door. She said it was her husband's birthday. She's baking him a cake. In Africa, you complain about the noise and they get louder. In America, you complain about it, you create enemies. People mad at you. I complained about the noise here, and this lady came over the next day with a piece of cake apologizing. It made me feel guilty. It made me feel bad that I'd even opened up my mouth. So it's a good example. And then another thing, how nice the people are, how it's reflected. On the buses here, they're vans. Like in Africa, they use vans for public transportation. And when the vans are crowded, rush hour and other times of the day, mainly during rush hour, don't let an older person get on, especially an older lady or a younger lady with children. You should see the people jumping up out of their seats, women and men, young girls and other people, getting up out of their seat to give that senior citizen or either that lady with the children a seat. You don't have to ask them. Ain't no signs posted to give these seats or reserve them like in America on the buses. The first few seats on the bus reserve them for seniors and disabled and handicapped. No, here they just automatically go. It's like they racing to get up to give up their seat for the person. I'm impressed with that. It just is really something to see. Um, I eat at a place on Avenue Revolution. They got a beautiful, wonderful club sandwich and fries. So much I couldn't hardly eat it all, and it doesn't cost but like a little under $5. So the second time I went in there, I think it was the second time that I ate. First time, most of them don't speak English. One of them did. In that area, some of them do because a lot of tourists. So the young lady, she's English, and she let me know I didn't have to try to talk in Spanish, even though I was trying to practice on it for real. She let me know, no, I speak English. So yesterday when I went in, I think it was yesterday, I ordered the same thing and coffee. She gave me the price, not including coffee. I'm thinking she doesn't understand. Now, I know this is the one that speaks English. So I had to ask her 2 or 3 times, coffee, I want coffee. She kept saying yes, yes, yes. So, but she didn't charge me. So I'm thinking she doesn't really know. I said, okay, I ain't going to keep going on about it. So she gave me my ticket. I had to take to the window where the food chef is and give him the ticket and get my drink, that comes along with the meal. And then I go outside and sit. So I was out there about 10 minutes, and the guy in the back came and told me my coffee. Go here, go and get your coffee. So I go over there, and the lady, sure enough, they charged me. She just didn't charge me for the coffee. Gave it to me for free. I've had that happen in America a few times, not often, but I have had it happen. And why, I don't know. She knows I'm around here for a while now, and so I don't know what her motivation is, but it was a nice gesture. I'm going back again. Maybe that's the motivation to keep me coming. Went to the pharmacy up on that same area. Pharmacies everywhere. They got Viagra, which I don't need, but it's here and it's cheap, they say. And they have pain medications and antibiotics and all kinds of stuff. And a lot of it you don't need a script for. Well, there's one thing I do need a script for, and I went to see if they had it. I don't really need it, but I went to see if they had it and could I get it in case I do need it. And first pharmacist said, no, it's it's one of those things you have to go to the doctor to get a script for, and she doesn't carry it. She said not all pharmacies do, but some do, and you just have to ask. So I went to another one, and this guy said, no, they don't carry it either. He said, but and you have to go to the doctor. And I said, well, any doctors around here? I don't know where to go. He said, yeah, just a minute. So he got a card out, and he gave me was it his card? Well, I think it was the doctor's card. And he told me exactly how to get there. Around the corner, about 2 or 3 blocks away. He wrote his name on the card and told me to tell the doctor that he sent me. And that way it won't be no problem. I can get the medication at the right price. It won't be watered down version. I won't have any problem bringing it back into the U.S. because I went to the doctor and it's not illegal. And I said, well, can I come back here and get it filled? He said, no, he doesn't carry it. He said, but the doctor will tell me where to go, a pharmacy close by. I said, wow, I didn't even do it, but I got the information, and it was just nice that he extended himself. Even though he doesn't sell it, he's not going to make any money. He gave me the card, told me how to get there, gave me the doctor's name, told me what to do and how to do it. That's Mexico. Not the one we hear about, but the real Mexico. Let me see. Yeah, even though I don't speak Spanish, and most of these people, as close as it is to the U.S., don't speak English, just like most Americans don't speak Spanish, and as close as California is to Mexico. But the people don't get impatient, with my struggle to communicate and my fumble. I've been places in other countries where people get patient. They don't even want to be bothered with you when they see you can't communicate with them. In fact, sometimes they just turn around and go on the other way, even though they're shop owner. Even though you can tell they get a little impatient and act like they're disgusted. Sometimes, not many, but some have acted like that. But here it's not like that. People are very patient and very patient. Let me see. Yeah, so Minnesota nice. In Minnesota, I live there, and they call it Minnesota nice. I'm not sure what that's about because I don't think they're much nicer than other people. In certain regards, they are. I'm not knocking Minnesota because it's got some good points and some bad points. But these people in Tijuana, and this is the border area, tough, which I won't go into that. But I'm going to put some more information on the end of this video for patrons.